U.S. President Donald Trump has said his relationship with Elon is over. The comments were Trump's latest since the epic fallout between him and Musk unraveled on social media. It came after the tech billionaire who donated millions to Trump's election campaign and became the White House aide publicly criticized the president's tax and spending bill, a key domestic policy. A majority of Republicans have fallen in line behind the president. Meanwhile, Elon Musk, father of Elon Musk, has claimed his son is suffering from PTSD from the White House and now believes he made a mistake by supporting Donald Trump's re-election. Speaking in Moscow at a forum organized by close allies of Russian President Vladimir Putin, the 79-year-old offered rare insight into his son's bitter falling out with the former U.S. president. Well, new details surrounding a White House brawl between Elon Musk and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent have spilled out into the open, with one insider saying the Tesla CEO rammed his shoulder into Bessent's rib cage like a rugby player. The Daily Mail was the first to report on the heated confrontation between Bessent and Musk, who's since been iced out of Donald Trump's inner circle after their public blow-up this week. Former chief strategist Steve Bannon revealed that there were more to the mid-April tussle, insisting that both men ended up landing blows. Well, let's have Rotimi Kade join us to discuss the fallout of the two most popular, powerful men in the world today, if you like, Elon Musk and the U.S. President Donald Trump. Good to have you this weekend, Rotimi. Can we say we didn't see this supposed breakup coming between the world's most powerful, popular, and richest men?
Well, I would say on the contrary, we've seen that there are signs that most likely things are going to happen, but unfortunately, it comes even faster than we expected. We know that we have two people who are egoistic. We have one who is a world's richest man. We have the other who is the president of the United States, the most powerful president in the world, or individual in the world. It's just a matter of time that both of them are going to clash. And this is coming so fast than we all expected. Elon Musk, on the other hand, is more or less trying to protect his interests. He has put in so much work, put in so much billions of dollars. At the last count, I think it's about $250 million. I beg your pardon. They have spent in the campaign, and he's expecting a return. Very typical to what we get, in the other part of the world, like perhaps Nigeria or Africa, where you have an investor who invests in the interest of a political contender and is expecting the return. That is widely speculated that the big, beautiful bill that was put forward by President Trump to Congress did not in any way, correlate with what he expects. Then Elon Musk, on the other hand, just feel like, I've wasted my money, my time, my energy, and everything on this man and his campaign, and now it's turned against him.
So as of today, Elon has lost billions of dollars already, with Tesla shares plunging 15%. And as you well know, Trump has asked that government subsidies be cut from Elon's business. How bad is this for Elon, and how bad is this for Donald Trump?
Well, it's very bad for Elon. The last count was $34 billion that was lost in Tesla shares. Stakeholders and investors in Tesla have already been complaining even before then. If you recall, that Tesla shares went down during campaign, and even when the president was sworn in some months ago, it just bounced back, to regaining its position. And now Elon Musk, again, fighting with the president of the United States, whose words and action means a lot to the stock market. And that's exactly what we're seeing. I don't think Elon Musk, he really cares so much about losing so much money when it comes to stocks. Typical of stocks, really, is the fact that stocks will always go down, come up, and some investors are still anchoring their beliefs in Tesla stocks. That's why the vehicle that is going to rebound as usual. But just imagine somebody losing $34 billion in his shares or perhaps in his wealth. That's a huge amount of money. And now going forward, the president has said that, well, we think that you're doing too much. You think that you're getting so much government subsidies. Elon Musk as well is getting a lot of government contracts, which has not been withdrawn. But Donald Trump is saying that in a matter of time, perhaps in days to come, most of those contracts are going to be withdrawn. But again, Elon Musk said, well, I'm not going to go down without a fight. I'm going to decommission. If such happens, I'm going to decommission SpaceX, what government is actually invested hugely on. On the other hand, some of the supporters of Donald Trump are saying that, you know what, you need to deal with Tesla, or perhaps Elon, I should say, if he attempts to decommission a project that has some significant value in terms of how the United States will be top and head and shoulders above any other nation when it comes to spacecraft.
I know that there are real world consequences of this spat between these two, but then Elon has somewhat proposed a political, party next year on his, platform. That seems to have generated a lot of traffic on social media, which leads me to ask, does America, need another political party to challenge the status quo as we speak? And, Elon, just like you said, he seems or comes across as someone who doesn't mind, losing a few of these billions of dollars. I mean, he's still one of the wealthiest or richest man out there. But then, is America ready for, a split up from the Dems and the Republicans?
Well, this is not the first time a public figure will propose another party that is to take away some relevance from the two political parties that is prominent in the political scene in the United States, which is the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. So, but because it's Elon Musk is the richest man in the world as of the moment, he has a lot of billions to shell if he wants to form another party. As a matter of fact, they call it the American Party. And we don't know how this is going to land with the American people. Where is he going to get that from? Already, the political parties in the country it's not just limited to Republican and Democratic parties. You have the Independents. You have the Green Party. You have so many parties that do not have the same financial muscles and popularity as the Republican and Democratic Party. Now, is Elon Musk ready to bankroll another political party that in billions and perhaps millions of dollars in order to challenge the status quo, which is the Republican Party? But we don't know how this is going to play out. The Democrats, on the other hand, are not willing. They love what is going on between Trump and Elon Musk, but I don't think they're willing to queue behind Elon Musk, for any reason, because Elon Musk basically played a major role in Republicans or Democratic parties' inability to win in the just completed elections. So they're still pretty much angry with Elon Musk. Irrespective of what's going on between both of them, I don't think Democratic Party will want to do that. But you have independents who are most likely may just say, you know what, this is a good idea. Let's see what Elon Musk can do. But again, that is still a matter of, calculations and, to see whether, Elon Musk can put the cat out of the hat, to, surprise so many people. We don't know how that is going to look like, but we keep our fingers crossed in a matter of perhaps maybe days or months or even years to come.
We know the reason behind this feud is the big, beautiful budget, which you mentioned earlier in the Senate. Can you, for the sake of our viewers, just explain what this big, beautiful budget is about, just in a matter of few seconds or minutes, if you like?
Oh, okay. So very quickly, this so-called beautiful bill or big beautiful bill, it's just something that will add about $4 trillion to the national debt, and that's where the rancor and the controversy is actually brewing from. For instance, one of the key points of that bill is the fact that the federal government decided to increase the debt limits from whatever it is now to about $4 trillion. I beg your pardon, and that's going to overblow the budget. The United States is currently at about 33 trillion in terms of how much it owes its national debt, and a lot of Republicans and economists are not really happy with the fact that you're going to have additional, perhaps more than $4 trillion to the budget. Don't forget also that President Trump said he wants to keep to his promises, which is no tax on Social Security, no tax on tips and overtime. There's reintroducing SNAP benefits, for vulnerable Americans. They also making sure that when it comes to when it comes to issuing out these snaps, there will be certain conditions that is going to be met. So these are the combination or the combination of what this beautiful bill is all about. But it encompasses everything that they do not want to do initially. And I think that's why Elon Musk is saying, you know what, I'm going to pull out. I promised to save about $2 trillion in the budget. And now the president decided to add additional $4 to $6 trillion to the budget. Right. And I think that's what this so-called beautiful bill is all about. The president said, you know what, the Senate need to be on it. I'm charging for it. I'm not withdrawing. And we'll see how this ends.
So do you think Elon Musk can torpedo the outcome of the vote in the Senate, being that he's no longer, with the Trump administration or blocking some of the critics against this administration?
Well, we don't know what Elon Musk can do. He can do and undo, as they always say. But how much of his influence can he put on, or pressure can he put on the senators at this time to shift positions with the president is most unlikely, because people in the Senate are really lining behind the president. The president can put a lot of pressure. The only thing, senators and House of Rep members don't want is to be on the president's black book, or what they call, bad book or something like that, So they really want to make sure that the president should not sort of revolt. They want to do everything the president wants. Very atypical of, the U.S. Congress, but this is a different era. Elon Musk can use the powers that he has, Twitter and etc., to put more pressure on there, but I don't think it's going to go through it eventually.
Now, just finally, before I, let you go. So you've heard Errol, that is Elon's father, says he has PTSD. I mean, it's normal, right? After supporting someone, and then just in a matter of months, there's already a split. But with that aside, with the amount of money being lost and what's at stake for both men, is a compromise imminent?
Well, it's a really melodrama that I really, perhaps some people also said that this is just, temporary. We don't know, maybe, both of them actually planned it. That's, let's just pretend that we're fighting and see how it goes and see who is our enemies and all of that. But talking about Elon Musk and PTSD, he's been on medication for a while. He's on public, media, where he confessed to using ketamine, and that overdose of ketamine could actually lead to something more dangerous. And I think that's what a lot of people attribute to, his misbehavior to recently. And we don't know whether he's abusing the drugs or maybe he's using something more than what he's using right now. But again, when you're at the top, you're the world's richest man. What do you expect? I mean, like you expect a lot of pressure. PTSD is actually going to be a common denominator when it comes to somebody of this in status of Elon Musk. But I don't think in the long term. I don't want to predict. I don't want to be a prophet of doom, but I think both of them still has chances of still coming back together because you can't say anything in politics. It's just midterm elections is around the corner. Next year, November, there's going to be midterm election. Anything can happen. President Trump wants to maintain dominance. Doesn't want to lose the Senate or the House of Reps. So most likely they might come together.
It would seem like, the Republicans now have a spy because he was once working with them. But then, thank you so much, Rotimi Kade, for joining us from New York to talk about, the Trump-Elon fallout.